Hey guys, what's going on? Nick is here as always, and today we're going to be talking about how to make awesome photos for your Amazon listing. Now, you might be wondering what's with the dim light and the weird paper behind me. Well, this is actually a Starbucks that used to be a bank that got converted about 2 years ago, and it's actually down the street from my house and one of my favorite places to work at. It's got this huge desk and a bunch of seats. Makes you kind of feel like the Godfather a little bit. Today, what we're going to cover is 3 ways to get awesome photos, and I'm actually going to level them. So when you're making your own photos, the first thing you want to do is ensure there's a lot of lighting. The way that I did mine was have my little setup right next to the window during a sunny day so that a lot of sunlight falls on it. In addition, you can see that I added a wall of bristol board attached to a lamp, and the lamp overarches the whole rig, kind of balancing out the spots that are dark. As you can see, I only had 1 bulb going instead of 3. Normally I would have as much light as possible, and that is what's creating that extra shadow. And if you can notice, I taped up the top of the bristol board piece on which the item is resting to create almost like a semicircular bend down so that you don't see any rough corners or anything. And you'll see a lot of this done in professional photography, but we can fake it till we make it, till we're actual pros. And here it is again, the bird's eye view, the natural lighting, the lamps, the setup and everything, so go crazy. Okay, so now let's talk about the second level. In fact, for the second and the third level, I'm just going to be talking about it since I don't really have much show and tell because it's other people doing the photos for you. So the second level is these guys that I've used before, and I got recommended by a lot of Amazon FBA sellers, including maybe 4 or 5 people from my own mastermind group. This company is called Upgraded Photography, and they do shots for about 25 to 30 bucks an image, I believe. That's how much I was getting them for. Really high quality stuff. All you really got to do is just send them an example, or I guess a sample of your product, which you can easily do from Amazon or from your home, to their address, and then you just explain to them in detail what exactly that you're looking for to take shots of, and they'll do their best to line up. So just check out upgradedphotography.com. That's the guys that I've used before. They're awesome. I recommend them. Let's talk about the third level, which is using a sourcing agent to have your photos done in China. Now, this is something that I've recently used myself, and of course I use the services of my friend Rico with Source Find Asia. If you guys can remember, I'm sure you've heard me mention him previously. And what he did was he basically hired local Chinese professional photographers and models to do FBA-centered photos for me. So I basically made a list for him saying, hey, I want to do X, Y, Z kind of poses and line it up this way, line it up that way, and have the model do this. And he basically have these photographers do it, send me the examples, I would go over them, and then I only asked the second time, just like, hey man, do you mind just doing a couple of edits and touch-ups here and there? He did that. Well, he had the photographer do it, send it back to me, and this was actually the most cost-efficient way. I believe I paid about, it was something similar, $20 to $30 amongst there, and it's like the more you get, the less you pay kind of thing, as upgraded photography. But I just found it easier because I think, especially theoretically speaking, if I was still on my first product, and let's say it's still like the product is just getting made, or the samples are just getting sent out, while the product is being made, I want to be working on my listing. If you remember in my the whole series that I did in terms of listing, how to make your own listing on Amazon, I said that you don't start making the listing until you make your first order. Once you make your first order, that's when I think you should take 1 or 2 samples of your product, send it to either a sourcing agent that you find, or maybe you have a photographer in China. I would recommend that too. Send it to some photographer or sourcing agent there in China and have them snap the photos for you, do the edits, and send it to you. And I almost guarantee you this will all be done before you go live, before you receive your items, because these guys usually take about a month to manufacture. So that way you can be working on your listing, you have your professional photos done from either your samples, if you send them to Upgraded Photography or somewhere homeland, or if you still have the product in China, you have it done there, before it even arrives. So that's how I go about it. As always, you guys know the drill. Comments, questions down below. I'll answer all of them, and like and subscribe if this was helpful. All right, cheers.